Once upon a time, there was a kingdom where winter was usually very long. Everything was frozen, and snow covered the whole country. At that time, foreign trade was so limited due to the freezing of many rivers and lakes, and people had not yet found a way to walk on the ice. And the king had a beautiful princess. Whenever winter came, she loved to watch the frozen lake and falling snow. But because the ice was slippery, the princess has never been able to go out to play. This year, she was 18, so the king wanted to find a husband for her. After many rounds of selection, only two candidates remained, Bean and John. The king gave the challenge that within 10 days they had to bring a gift that both pleased the king and the princess. Then he would become the princess' husband. Bean made a beautiful dress for the princess. After thinking for a while, John came up with an idea. He wants to make a pair of shoes that can walk on the ice. He used horse leather for the body of the shoe and steel for the sole. The snowflakes is his logo. In order for the base to stick firmly to the body, he invented a glue that is extremely durable and could not dissolve in water. Ben accidentally saw it, so he made a similar once. But Ben doesn't know anything about John's glue and used normal glue instead. 10 days later, when they arrive at the place to meet the king, Bean and John have two identical items. Both are entitled to a useful solution patent, which acknowledges the industrial property rights to the invention. The king was very upset because the two pairs of shoes were technically possible solution.
How lucky that we have two very talented individuals here today. They both showed up with an invention of their own, and maybe these two can qualify to be called a patent. To be specific, a patent can be defined as a technical solution in the form of a product or process to solve a defined problem by applying natural laws. These solutions are new compared to the technical level in the world, have an innovative level, and are industrially applicable.
But why does his invention look so much like mine? I came up with this on my own. It could be unfair if it's considered as new too.
Well, both can be a solution, but in order to be considered a utility model and be protected by the law from other parties, it needs to satisfy some other criteria, besides to be new. To be more clear, useful solutions can be seen as inventions are protected in the form of useful solution patents if they are not common knowledge, are novel, and have industrial applicability. The difference between a useful solution and an invention is only the level of creativity.
How will we be protected if we are considered that then?
I will call this an exclusive form. In details, for a certain period, the inventor has the exclusive right to prevent others from copying, using, and selling a patented invention. In return, the inventor, you guys, must publish the details of the invention to the public, which is what you're doing right now.
Obviously, I bought it first, so I should be recognized for the useful solutions. Especially, you also see that I present to the king first, so I will have the priority.
If what you say is true, you will be entitled to an industrial property right for the invention. It's the right of the patent owner to have the exclusive right to exploit their invention and to prevent others from using the invention with similar features for a certain time and in a certain territory. Recognized through licensing, based on the principle of reciprocity, invention owner must provide detailed applicable solution, competent state agency to recognize owner and solution useful to make profit in given time. Owner's right include the right to use and allow others to use, and the right to transfer and dispose of an industrial property object. Inventions and useful solutions must be novel compared to the technical or artistic level in the world. The date on which the invention or useful solution shows its novelty is called the priority date, and the applicant will then have the right of priority.
Thank you, but this is indeed my invention. If the king is cautious and not believe it, we can go out into snowy environment to test the durability to make sure the inventions give results. I'm sure that my words are true and have a broken basis. Hope you be considered and prove it for me.
After sliding on the ice and getting covered by snow, the soles and the upper part of Bean's shoes came apart due to the water absorption, and John's shoes still remained the same.
I saw that John proved partially the industrial applicability of the invention when his invention is not broken after the test. An invention is considered to have industrial applicability if it can be made possible to manufacture, mass produce the product, or repeatedly apply the process to which the invention is concerned, and a stable result can be obtained. I saw that John did not only bring one pair of shoes, he brought a lot of shoes for everyone to try. It shows that he can run the manufacturer very well and make a lot more snowboard boots. But John should better have a sketch that normal tailor can make the same snowboard boots that you made to make sure about the applicability of the invention.
I already have a piece of sketch here. I will give it to my friend. He made the same pair for me.
Your Majesty, John proved the novelty of his invention. Novelty means his invention does not coincide with the applied or protected technical solutions, has not been publicly disclosed against the subject's will, in such a way as to use or describe such a solution that the average person in the respective field can implement the solution. If everything John said is true, his solution is not the same as any solution that are protected before, and John proved the novelty of his invention. I also think that it is an inventive step when it cannot be easily created for the average person with an understanding of the respective technical field. And you can look at the Princess Happy smile. It is such a useful gift for her in this weather.
John's gift made the princess extremely satisfied. Now she can go out when winter comes. The king was also very pleased that the economy was no longer stagnant as before. Bean was properly punished for using people's ideas without permission. Next spring, John married the princess and lived happily ever after.